What we're going to do with this segment is we're just going to run through our self-defense techniques. The thing about self-defense is it's simple. We're not trying to do anything. We're not trying to reinvent the wheel. It's simple, easy things and principles. And we'll hit them as we go, but we only have about 2 or 3 of these per belt. So we're going to just kind of move through. Now, at white belt, we get the 2 hands lapel grab. Now, before we go any further, I want to recognize that there's a million things you can do. Both his hands are tied up. The principles in our self-defense are not just taught as a one-stop technique, but teaching you principles to try to help you get some ideas of movement. Of course, from here, all we have to do, punch him in the nose, knee him in the groin, come into the eyes, into the throat. Any of those things are fine. What we're going to do, though, is we're going to hit the principle of taking his balance and keeping him trapped. So we're going to go arms up, step back, and pull him forward. From here, we have 3 follow-ups to choose from. We have back and throw the knee into the sternum. We have back and take 2 palm strikes to either side of the jaw and send them back. We have a head, back of the head to the chin twist. I'll come from the other side so you can see a little better. Here, and step back and pivot to the ground. Be very careful with that last one. You don't want to torque their neck too hard. You break your toys, you can't play with them anymore. The last one from here, we're going to go a different route. Instead of stepping back, keeping him close, taking his balance, I'm going to go against the wrist or the elbow, and we're certainly going to do an inside block, and notice how his shoulder dips, and that pulls him through. We're just going to take the same hand, make a fist, come back through, and back fist. If he's close enough, throw an elbow. And that's our white belt self-defense. When we get to yellow belt, we're going to go from a 2-hand strangle. And again, just like with white belt, punch, punch, kick, whatever, okay? What we're going to play with, though, number 1, a very simple option. Take 2 fingers, and you're going to right into this notch here at the throat. And I'm going to push and extend. And it's uncomfortable. If not enough to actually do serious damage, enough to get them flinching to give you an opening. I'm doing it very nicely here. If you want to be mean, it's like a spear here, straight out the throat. The next one, we're going to take our arms and bring them up and just twist and pivot right over top to break the grip. From here, his head's next to my elbow, so we're going to just take advantage of that and slam the elbow into the nose. The trick to this is make sure when the grab comes, that arm is up, because you're pinching his wrist here. So if he doesn't let go, he's going to get into a wrist lock, or his hands are going to get trapped, and you got him wide open. The last technique from here, you're going to take a hand and go under the chin, right here, through the grip, not outside, because outside is going to have to go straight. I want to get his head going backwards. I can put my fingers in his eyes, get under the nose, and I'm going to use my other hand to brace his back as I do it. So I'm just going to kind of let my energy go here, and then you can see where he's ready to go right now. If we add to that a step between the legs and hook, it's not just a strike, it's not just a push, but it's actually going to lay him flat down on the ground. At orange belt, we tackle the strangle from a different vantage point. But just like at yellow belt, first thing we're going to do is arms straight up. And the pinch is what's going to start the release. A lot of people do this, or they go up and then they drop their arms. Keep your arms up the whole time to keep those wrist pinch. I'm going to spin, and there's 2 ways we can spin, towards him or away. If I spin towards him, I'm going to hook his hands. And then use my free hand to punch the ribs, come over top and punch the head. We can throw knees. But the key is to immobilize these arms. The second technique, similar. We come up, and instead of stepping towards, I'm going to step away. But notice my hands don't drop, because I want to make sure that I break his grip. And then from here, I'm too far away to do anything significant here. So I'm just going to pick up, and I'm going to kick. And that's your other release from a rear choke. At orange belt, our last one is a bear hug. Now, with a bear hug, couple things. First of all, if he's a high on the shoulders right now, if he squeezes tight, I can still slide out of it and come around. So what you want to do is either loosen his grip, or you want to get it up here on the shoulders where you can come here. Come down lower towards the elbows. Now if he's on the elbows, we're in a little bit of a different situation. We have to do a distraction, or we got to wriggle. The technique for the Brank is to get a distraction. We're going to do this. Notice he's tucking his head because he doesn't want to get smacked in the nose. So I'm going to drive my heel into the top of his foot. I'm going to slam it down, or I'm going to pop it down the shin. And when he gives that little bit of a reaction, because that hurts, I'm going to use that to step out and open my elbows up. From there, first we got to do is get away, elbow, and then from there it's gravy. Hit low, hit high, step out, come back, whatever. But the key is, again, get that distraction and free your arms. Now, the other thing we can do, get in there on the elbows tight, is we can start wriggling. Get your weight down, get it low. And as you wriggle, you're starting to get those arms higher up on your shoulders, and you can slide out or break the grip like what happened there. The last piece that you want to think about is if he starts to lift me off the ground, what I want to do is hook his legs. When he pulls, I've got something to anchor me. The last thing I want is to get my legs way up in the air. So if you feel that lift, hook the leg. And that's our orange belt. Green belt, we go from a headlock. The simple piece of this is to use your inside arm to reach up and grab face, nose, eyes, whatever, and stand and pull at the same time. And then from here, hammer fist, solar plexus, come in and hit the groin. If you need a little more distraction, when you're down, remember, there's plenty of things we can do. We can hit him in the groin from here. I can come here, use my knee, bang the back of his leg, and that starts this motion. And then we complete it with a strike and maybe pulling him down. So, again, more options there if you need them. The second technique at green belt is against the front kick. And we're going to use this idea of evasion when the kick comes in and get off to the side. Now we're out of harm's way. What we're going to do is go right to the groin, which you can access from either side. Right now our one is outside. If I have shoes on, keep those toes up, right in here, and follow up with some hand techniques. If he throws with the other leg, and it happens to be on the inside, even better. Right up to the groin, and follow with some hand techniques. And that's a green belt. Blue belt. We're going to go against a haymaker punch. So if he brings it from the basement, I'm going to duck, keeping myself relatively upright as I go down, bending at the knees, come up behind, strike with a side kick to the back of the knee, and then follow up, coming through from the forearm to the back of the head. So the swing comes, we go down, kick, and elbow. The second technique is against a round kick. Just like that for a round kick. All right, that's good. What we're going to do is we're going to let that kick catch on our arm. So when it comes,
I'm going.
we're going to catch it on our arm, and then from here we're going to chop the neck, punch the stomach, whatever. Boom. Hit, grab, and now he doesn't have to worry about falling on his hard floor. And then we're going to throw a knee right up into the groin. Now the nice thing about this is if you want to take them down, once you need the groin, all you have to do is step behind their leg, and it's a takedown. So you catch it, hook it, strike, grab, knee, and set free. Now at purple belt, we're again going to deal with a haymaker punch. And let's switch sides again. Punch comes in, and this time we're going to block. We're not going to duck. Notice I'm not blocking here. If I block here, he's going to hit me. I want to get this thing out this way. So I'm going to catch it here and come right in with a tiger mouth to the throat. From here, I'm just going to step behind and we're going to sweep. Pretty simple technique. Block, tiger, and sweep. Now, the next one, now I don't have as much, a little more than him maybe, is against the hair grab. So he grabs up here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to compress his knuckles down on my head like this and step back to fool his balance. I'm going to throw a front kick into the groin, and then if needs be, another kick right into the knee, and then finish with whatever's striking. The key to this, whenever your hair is grabbed, no matter where it is, if he grabs my hair from behind, all right, the key is to reinforce this grip. That way I prevent him from whiplashing my head back and forth, because now he's not pulling my hair and head, he's pulling my hands. So start tugging a little bit, all right? I can manage that to a point. I can even step underneath and get into some joint locks from there. But you want to avoid that damage to the neck. Brown belt. Again, we're going to go with that inside swing. This time, we're going to go with it. We're going to come through and hook the arm. Squat and lift. What we're doing is we're going to take his spot and use his own energy. And once you get them up, you got them. Because if I just keep moving that way, he's going to go right over the back and down to the floor. The second technique of brown belt is against a side kick. And we're going to do a similar thing to the front. If he throws that side kick, I'm going to get out of the way. He's big, he's strong. I don't want to try to block that with my arm. It's not as strong as his leg. And no matter what side I step to, he comes in with it. I'm just going to kick or hit him back. Boom, boom, boom. Same idea as with the front kick. We're looking for evasion. The round kick's a little different. It's circular. We can take that energy and go with it. But it's coming straight in at my stomach. I have the choice. The natural reaction is to go back. What we want to do is give ourselves another option, and that means going forward a little bit.